Good morning, my first grade friends, or maybe it's good afternoon. Mrs. Sullivan cannot be with you today, so I am videotaping my lesson for you, and then I am going to leave you with a link to connect to your activities. Okay, so the important thing for you to know, boys and girls, is that your classroom teacher, whoever that is, will put this information in their Google Classroom. So whatever you use for your classroom teacher's Google Classroom is where you will find Mrs. Sullivan's lesson for today. Okay, so let me start by sharing my screen with you. So the first thing we want to remind you of, boys and girls, is just to make sure that you're sitting up nice and straight in your chair. So look at this little boy's body. His hands are nice and straight. His arms are straight. His back, his legs, his head is straight ahead. And that just keeps a good posture while you're working on the computer, boys and girls. And we're doing so much computer work right now that that's really, really important. The second thing to remember, hopefully you all know this already because we talk about it a lot, is to please use gentle hands when you're using your computer device. Okay? Two very important things to remember. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk a little bit about today, boys and girls, is something that you are familiar with, and it is the mouse arrow, which is also known as the cursor. So when you're moving your mouse arrow around, boys and girls, it can do lots of things for you. It can click, it can drag, it also turns into a link. So when your mouse arrow turns into a hand, that means it's going to take you somewhere. It's going to launch you into something. It could be a video, it could be a website, it could be an activity. But when your mouse arrow, you can see as I move mine around, turns to that hand, it means here I go, I'm going to take me to my activity. So in your teacher's classroom, you will find two links this morning in the stream. The first one is going to be the link so that you can see me in this video. And the second one is going to be the activity that you're going to go to. So you're going to watch this video with me, and then you're going to click the second link when the video's done to go to the actual activities. Okay? And let me just pull up somebody's classroom so you can see. So here's an example. Here's Miss Conway's classroom. Right in the stream, remember the stream is at the top up here. When you open up the classroom, you're going to see a little circle with a picture of me in it. It might be at the top, or you might have to scroll, which is something else that your mouse can help you to do with that scroll wheel. You also, boys and girls, can use your arrow on your keyboard to scroll. Right over here in the corner, there's your down arrow. So if you tap that, just like you use the keyboard to tap when you're doing your typing lessons, if you tap your down arrow, it will take you down the page. So let me go back to that. There we go. So see, I'm at the top, but I also might have something posted down here. It depends on how many things are on that stream for the day. So you might have to look for it a little bit. But it will say computer lesson and then the date. So whatever the day is, look for computer lesson and that date, and you'll see two links. Remember, the first link is the video that you're watching now. The second link will be taking you to the website to get to your activities. So let me show you your activities. I'm going to go to our school homepage, click on computers, and click on first grade because this is a first grade lesson. And boys and girls, this is what we call a choice week, which means you can go on to Mrs. Sullivan's computer first grade page and choose anything that's on that page. And this week, the games that we've been working on, of course, the first one is Typing Rocket. And we're going to be doing that one for a while. And remember, the idea of that is two hands on the keyboard. Make sure, boys and girls, you're tapping those letters on the keyboard, not trying to click them with your mouse. That will not work. So make sure you're using your keyboard. And my wire doesn't go very far. Here we go. So this is your keyboard. Make sure that you're using the letters on the keyboard. And remember that the keyboard is split in half. Two hands, two sides to the keyboard. So anything on the left, letters like Q and A and D and X, left side. Anything on the right, using your right pointy finger, P, L, K, M, J, any of those letters on the right side. So the idea, boys and girls, is you're going to see that rocket ship, you're going to look down, and you're going to tap. And we've practiced this game quite a bit, so I think most of you are pretty familiar with it. I'm just going to click in to show you real quickly. So I have to scroll a little bit to get to play. I'm going to hear a little bit of background music. I'm going to press start.
Type the letters on the rockets to make them explode.
So the key word there, boys and girls, is type. Type the letters.
3,
Don't try to click
2,
them.
1,
Tap them with the keyboard.
blast off!
So I have both my hands ready. I'm looking at the screen. Here comes my first rocket. It's a G. I'm going to look down at the keyboard, the G, and tap it. Remember, at the top, this keeps your score. This is your timer. You're going to go through 2 times today. 3 minutes plus 3 minutes. So this is a 6-minute activity for you today. Okay, and remember, anytime you're on an activity or a game and you're finished, go up to the top of your screen, look for that white tab, and press that X to close it. Okay, your other activities, boys and girls, are all math related. They're all number games. We have the number line game where you're putting your numbers in order on the number line. We're going to try 1 to 20. We have the ordering game with the caterpillar. Again, 1 to 20, where you put the numbers in order. They're going to be skipping around. They don't go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you might have to think about which number is the next biggest. Which number is the next biggest? So if you look at this caterpillar right here, they're starting us with a 1. But if I look at my big numbers down there, obviously I took a picture of something bigger than 20. But I would look for my next biggest number, which would be 35. So you're putting them in order from smallest to largest. And then if we go to the other side of the web page, we have this adding practice game. We did this last week for many of you, or a couple weeks ago, but we count up the animals on one box, add on to that number. So here's my 5 elephants. What comes after 5? 6, 7, 8. There's my 3 penguins. My answer would be 8. I would tap the 8. The robot addition game, boys and girls, gives you 3 choices to practice. There's a 1 to 10. So your sum, your answer will never be bigger than 10. There's a 1 to 15. So your sum or your answer will be no bigger than 15. And then a 1 to 20. Again, your sum or your answer will be up to 20, but not bigger than 20. So the first thing you have to do in this game is pick a robot to work with, and you're trying to do 10 stars in that game. Okay, and then the coconut game is very much like the caterpillar game. You're knocking the coconuts over according to the smallest, and then the next biggest, and then the next biggest, and then the next biggest. And again, your scoreboard comes out down here, and most of these games, boys and girls, they want you to do 10 turns. Okay, so you should have time to try. Certainly the typing, I want that one to be like a must-do on that. So 2 rounds of the typing, and then you'll probably have time to play at least 2, maybe even 3 other games down here. Okay, so most of your games they're all in boxes, and most of them have blue in the box. It does not matter to Mrs. Sullivan which ones you choose. It's your choice today, except for the typing. That's the only must-do. All right, and again, let me just pretend I picked this game. I would press play. I'm going to choose one of these robots. I'm going to stick to the yellow one, I think.
Drag the robots to the correct answers.
So they usually give you a little direction there. And you're looking at the robots that are at the bottom, figuring out the sum. 2 plus 2 is 4. Dragging and dropping the robot in. Or, boys and girls, you could look at the top and say, well, I see a 2 up here. Let me look down here and see which robot might have a sum of 2. So you can do it both ways. You can look at the number sentences at the bottom first and try to figure out the sum, or you can look at the sum. Remember, the sum is the answer, and find the number sentence that goes with it. So 2 plus 3, I could use my number line and say, okay, I'm on the 2. I'm going to do 3 hops, 1, 2, 3. I land on 5. So this game is nice because it has a built-in number line at the bottom, which makes it a little bit easier than trying to dig out your own number lines. But a lot of you do have number lines at home. Some of them are on your name tags. You certainly can use those. And of course, you can use your fingers too. Press check.
Well done.
Keep in mind, if you're going to use just your fingers, you might run out of fingers because a lot of these games go to 20. So the number line would probably be the better choice. So I'm finished with this game. Anytime you finish with a game, boys and girls, look for that X in the corner. Click it, and then close the tab at the top. And that will take you right back to our website. So this is the link that you're going to see, boys and girls, right up here at the top. I'm going to put that in your teacher's Google Classroom. All you're going to need to do is click it. It will send you right here to the Gorman Fort Banks computer class page for first grade. And these are your activities. So again, it's a choice day, so you can pick and choose, but everyone, the must do is the typing rocket. So start with that, and then you're free to pick and choose. Okay? I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.